The Honda Odyssey has been facelifted for the 2025 model year, and today Emily and I are going to show you what it's like to live with. But before we do that, let's walk you around it and show you what all is new. Actually, before that, I just want to say the Honda Odyssey has always been my favorite minivan because it has VTEC and it's fun to drive. Emily's never really been in a Honda Odyssey, so you'll get some of her raw first impressions today. But let's talk about what we have here in front of us. This is finished in Smoke Blue Pearl, a new color for 2025, and I've just got to say I'm happy it's not urban gray, because every Honda we get is urban gray. We've got a new front fascia, we've got a new rear fascia for 2025, and the coolest thing is on the back. This new rear bumper features the same reflectors as the Acura NSX supercar, which is now out of production. So I suppose that the Honda Odyssey is now the closest thing you can get to the NSX, because these are the same exact part number as the ones you got on the NSX, which is going to be good for people rebuilding the NSX in the future, because they'll be able to kind of cross-reference that part number and just order Honda Odyssey reflectors for their
Smart,
NSX. Honestly,
really smart.
Honda is doing wonders for the car rebuilding world, I suppose. Anyways, though, otherwise it's really not that much different. There's some new things inside, which of course we will show you once we get in. The front fascia is slightly different. We've got this grille that I suppose is different as well, but I think the Odyssey is due for an overall refresh, and I'm sure we will see that in the next couple of years. So this one in front of us is an Elite. It's just over 50 grand, which is kind of a lot for a minivan, but if you don't want to get the Elite top trim, you can opt for one of the lower trim, so you don't have to spend a ton of money to get yourself into an Odyssey. Under the hood of this thing, we still have Honda's 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 with VTEC. Do you know what VTEC is? Well, you'll hear it once we're out on the road. So this is the J35Y6, a variant of Honda's quite iconic, I would say at this point, J35 engine. This makes 280 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. It's got a 10-speed automatic and it's front-wheel drive. So a pretty nice recipe for something like this. I mean, obviously it isn't fast, but the V6 makes it nice and engaging, I suppose. I didn't realize pretty much every minivan, I suppose there's four left. There's this, the Kia Carnival, the Toyota Sienna, and the Chrysler Pacifica Voyager. And 3 of them still come with V6s. The only one that doesn't is the Sienna. So let's walk around this thing. We'll show you some of the cool like family solutions and whatever else. And then we are going to go pick up our film photos that I just posted on my Instagram, but we're going to go and get the physical copies of those. And then we're going to go to Trader Joe's, I think, and then maybe somewhere else. I don't know. But we'll try and keep this...
Spray.
That's true. We'll try and keep this video under 40 minutes for you guys, but no promises. All right, let's open up the back. And I'm going to see if Emily can figure out how to get these seats folded down into the floor and see how easy this is to operate. But this third row seat is quite clever. We have this huge open space down here that I think a lot of parents like use for strollers and things. We wouldn't know about that, but that's kind of what I would assume.
Yeah.
And these seats actually fold down into this compartment, giving you a flat load surface.
It appears we just do one of these.
Aha!
Actions.
Yes! Yes! Continue!
Do I keep pulling it?
Yeah. You got it, just that's it. Yeah, just like that. And then this side does the same thing, but well, I guess we'll demonstrate it, why not?
Ah.
So then you get a flat-ish load surface. The cool thing about this is it's very low, so it's easy to lift things into the back, which I think is why parents like minivans so much.
Right.
You don't have to heave things, up in like you're heaving that seat. Good job. Simple as just lifting that back up, pulling this thing again, and then you can kind of adjust. You can see you've got some adjustability to this third row seat as well. Not to mention, do you want to? Okay. Easily.
Oh, yeah.
I'd call that another seat. I think you could fit another one of you kind of at the opposite end too. Which means if you had the jump seat installed in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you could do 10.
10 passenger vehicle.
Yeah. For legal reasons, 8.
Right.
We have 7 seats in this today. Jump seat is not installed, but of course you were able to put that in. Getting a bit ahead of myself here. But now proper minivan stuff will open the door, which I can actually do remote from the key, which is quite a little key. It's very small. Honda keys have been getting smaller and smaller. So I can hold this button.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
Honestly, I would love if everyone with children had a minivan, because then you're not worried about the child opening the door and banging into
Precisely.
other cars.
Precisely. Not only that, it gives you a ton of room to load your kids in and out of this. You've got a really wide opening here, and with the jump seat removed, you can easily walk back into the third row. But if you don't want to do that, the seat slides forward quite easily for my assistant to jump back into the third row and show us what room is like. You're kind of like the ideal size to sit back there, I would say. No?
Yeah.
How is it?
I'm usually the person to sit in the backpack, is
Yeah.
what we call it.
So
Comfortable.
we also have some lights. You've got some USB-C ports back there. Maybe I'll come back there too. Why not? Oh, and I've actually got room back here.
Yeah.
I've got headroom. I've got plenty of legroom at 5'11". This seat, I want to say, is all the way back. You've got some vents. You can aim right at your space. You've got aux input here. Your, what do they call this?
Headphone jack.
Headphone. Thank you. Why do you not have a headphone jack over there? No headphone jack for you. Okay, well, we've got some USB-C ports. We have sunshades in the very back, so third row passengers get some sunshades.
Minivans are just so interesting because there's so many things.
Lots of things. I feel like there were ones back in the day that had built-in vacuums, or this Toyota Sienna may still...
That sounds correct.
Let's go up to the second row.
Shall we?
Instead of using the seat, let's just cut through the middle, because I suspect that's what most children are going to, or people are going to do. Just cut through the middle, into the second row where we see one of the major changes for the 25 model year. I'm going to close the door, help our lighting situation a bit. It closes very slowly.
Yeah,
I suspect to not cut limbs off.
Yeah.
So this is a new over 12-inch, I think 12.9-inch rear seat entertainment display, which we have an Amazon Fire Stick
Wow.
plugged in up there, and you can have your Amazon projected back here. Unfortunately, it didn't come with an account, so we're not going to be able to demo that to you today, but at least you can see the size of this screen, and it stays in place quite nicely as well. We've got some headphones in here, and we have our Amazon Fire TV remote.
That's cool.
We have sunshades here. It's just, they're, like you said, there's a lot going on.
Is this a camera to spy on your children?
It is. We'll show that once we get up front.
Amazing.
This seat is all the way back, but what I can also do with the second row seat,
Wow.
yeah, and you can do that with your side too. You just hold the little bar on the side and you can slide. There you go. Good job. So, ton of adjustability. Seats are pretty comfortable as well. Since this is an Elite, we have a cool two-tone leather interior. Materials feel really nice. So you can shut it with the key, you can shut it with the button, or you can just pull the handle and the door will shut. We have some new unique wheel choices for the 2025 model year. Of course, these are one of those sets. We're running on a set of Bridgestone Turanza tires. Now, these are a very sort of eco, low grip, quiet tire. So when we go around some corners at the beginning here, you'll kind of hear these scream and protest. 235/55 R19 squared setup. Cool. All right, well, I think that's probably enough of a walk around. Let's go ahead and jump in, take this thing for a drive. We have memory seats up front, ton of adjustability to this driver's seat. How's your side? Do you have lumbar?
I do.
Oh, nice. Proper armrests there.
Proper armrest.
What's a minivan without some drop-down armrests? I like how the carpets in this are just kind of, or the floor mats rather, are just like house carpets. Kind of gives you the homey vibe.
It's quite homey.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of places to put things.
Mm-hmm. Let's fire it up. Comfort access driver's seat. You can see I've got two memory settings over here. I've got access to open and close my doors, of course, on the left-hand side. We don't have the Google system yet into this. Of course, the 25 is not an entire new generation, just a facelift. I do wish they would have added the Google system in here, just because I'm a huge fan of that on a lot of the new Honda products. We also have a new gauge cluster here in the middle. We have a physical analog gauge on the right for our speedo, but a digital rev counter, so kind of a half and half. This is a super fresh van, only 569 miles on it, so it is just barely broken in, but broken in enough for us to do some VTECing on the test route. Heated and ventilated seats in this Elite model. And we don't have a sport mode, but we do have a snow and an eco mode and a sport mode for the transmission. You can toggle that and use the paddle shifters to change gears on the 10-speed auto. USB-A and USB-C ports down here. This does have wireless CarPlay, but I am currently wiring my phone in, and I've had a lot of people that have been upset with me lately for not mentioning Android Auto.
We don't have Androids.
I know. Well, this has Android Auto,
okay.
Wireless. So there you go.
Check.
You're welcome, Android users. But the coolest part about minivans is all of the tech that you have to talk to your rear seat passengers. Of course, rear entertainment, you can do all that from up here. We're not really going to show you a ton of that today. So you can talk through the headphones that are plugged in, which I quite like. If your kids are watching a movie or something, you can talk to them through the headphones, or you can just do the speakers and it'll project you back. That looks like one of those 360 cameras.
I think that it is.
Yeah, that's cool. Would you like to go out onto the road?
Yes.
I like that we still have a physical climate control panel. Honda is really good about that sort of thing. Honda's good about not taking things away. Usually their mid-cycle refreshes like this are quite tasteful. I just wish they would have given us the new infotainment, but it is what it is. Normal push-button shifter like we get on most of these Hondas, or Honda SUVs and vans rather. Reverse camera, not the best quality, and quite disappointingly, no 360 camera on this thing. You think for 50 grand on a van, the Elite trim, you would get a 360 cam, but this one does not have it. Simple push into drive, and we're off. First thing you notice when you're in the Odyssey is the extremely light steering. The good thing about this is you don't lose a ton of feel with this. It is just quite light, and I do like that for a car like this, and I think it's helpful to all the parents that are driving around a Honda Odyssey. You have a lot going on already. You don't want to think about having to lug your van around, so that does make this quite easy. Throttle response is a bit touchy. You have to be careful when you're taking off. Only give it 5 to 10% throttle or it will roast these front tires. Plenty of torque from the J35 to light them up. That was half throttle. It'll roast the front tires off. Not a ton of grip, but at least these Bridgestones are quite quiet. That's always been like the secret about minivans, is they're actually really fast.
Yeah.
It makes a good sound too from that V6. VTEC happens at 5,300 RPM. So you got that audible change there. I mean, it's nothing like driving an S2000, but you know, you still got it. And I really do love this engine. I love it in the Passport. I love it in this. I'm sad they took it out of the Pilot. We're just doing a quick loop and then we'll go do normal driving stuff. Ride quality, super nice. Borderline floaty. Damping is really soft. You get quite a bit of body roll through the corners. But even with that being said, this Honda Odyssey is still by far the most fun to drive minivan in the segment, mostly because of that characterful V6. Cabin noise, it's pretty quiet. This is a really loud section of road. This truck is about to crash. We'll give him plenty of room. Let's put the transmission into sport and use the paddle shifters. What do you think of that? V6. We'll actually let you do some aggressive downshifts there. It doesn't really lock you out. Though it will not hold gears, it does shift for you if you don't shift by redline. All right, let's leave this in regular S and see what it does here on an acceleration. actually is decently quick. I mean, for what it is.
Right.
Brakes feel nice. Just about what you'd expect. Progressive pedal bite.
Oh, Jesus.
You're really limited by those tires. All right, that's enough. Let's go and drive this Odyssey like a normal person would. Honestly, if you put a high grip set of tires on this, the chassis is impressive enough to where you could take that corner pretty spiritedly. You'd probably be quite surprised. Put this back into regular drive. This week, over the last 118 miles I've put on this Odyssey, I've been getting 18.3 mpg. That was probably a bit better. I didn't read it before this. It might have been somewhere around 19. Not the most efficient thing in the world, and I mean, I haven't been driving it like this all week. I've been driving it like a normal person, so we can't blame that. This is rated at 28 miles to the gallon on the highway, though. So if you're driving civilized around 70 miles an hour, you should expect to see some kind of figure along those lines. I just like driving this. I don't think that minivans are all that bad. I think we're so numb to this whole SUV craze at this point. Minivans used to be, it was always uncool to have a minivan. But now I think it's kind of the other way around. I think minivans are a bit more unique just because there aren't many choices anymore. Butter smooth shifts from that 10-speed automatic. No complaints whatsoever. I honestly think this driver's seat may be one of my favorites out of anything. These seats are so comfortable. And these fold-down adjustable armrests, I mean, they're really squishy as well. I've got a really nice squish on my driver's door panel. It's really just a nice, cozy experience here in the Honda Odyssey. Oh, let's do an acceleration here off the line. It's good for 0 to 60 in just under 7 seconds. I love that it's front-wheel drive and not all-wheel drive, because you can just peel out every...
Yeah, the tires.
Plenty of torque to merge us onto the highway here. Visibility is pretty nice. And then once we get merged on here, we have the full suite of Honda driver aids. Adaptive cruise, lane keep assist, all the stuff. We'll get this cruise set. Now we don't have lane change assist, which is fine because was I irritated with that in the MDX?
Yes.
I was, yeah. That was the worst part about the MDX, was that lane change assist. So I'm glad we don't have it here. Lane keep does a pretty good job. Coming in behind this Ioniq 5, car's applying the brakes, steering, all the stuff. Lets you go about 10 seconds before it yells at you to take over. Nice feeling turn signals. Pretty quiet cabin. It is quite windy today, so got a bit of wind buffeting going on. How are you feeling over there in the passenger seat?
I was just closing my eyes, falling asleep.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I have one thing I'm going to complain about in here, and it's that there is no option for a branded audio system in the Odyssey still. I thought maybe for 25 with this mild facelift, they would bring some kind of a Bose system in here, but I imagine the development costs probably just weren't worth it when they're likely going to be putting out an entirely new model here in the next couple of years. That will probably have a Bose audio system, or at least I hope it does, because for 50 grand, not having a Bose is a little bit, or any sort of branded audio is a little bit disappointing. The sound system in this is admittedly not great, and I guess while we're just on the highway here, we can go ahead and test it out.
Told you to walk away. That was my first and last mistake. I blew without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you
hear there kind of as the bass comes in. It's just a little hollow and empty. It's not the worst sound system in the world, but I would probably call it like C tier, maybe even approaching D tier. It's just hollow and grainy, and a nice Bose system in here would go a long way, because a lot of these new Honda Bose systems that we've seen in the Pilot, the Civic, is that it? Pilot, whatever. The new Honda Bose systems are quite nice, so it would be cool to see one in here. Ergonomics in this car are nice, seating position. I'm able to see some of that hood. Of course, with the design of this car, you can't really place the front end super easily, but it's a pretty short front end, so parking isn't really an issue. Turn signals, arm placement, I mean, like I said earlier, everything is just about where you'd expect it to be. Climate control, screen, everything is within reach with no problem. You've got a big area down here to put things. I've been leaving my hat camera down there in between shoots this week, and it has been perfect size for that. Not that a lot of people have to worry about having a hat camera. Ooh, but there's a spot to put your sunglasses and a mirror to spy on your children.
Wow.
Good kick down from the 10 speed there at about 80% throttle. That's a good horn.
That is a good one.
A really good horn. Sob. Would you rather have this or a Tesla Model X?
This.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just not a fan of Teslas, and Matthew's Tesla towards the end of the life of that car, it was just like creaky, and you could tell it was poorly built.
Sorry, Matthew, if you're watching 26 minutes into a Honda Odyssey video on my channel. Probably isn't.
But I would rather have this. It feels well built. It's got good space. It's got good
It is well built. I mean,
yeah,
nothing in here rattles.
No.
Yeah, it's a really well put together
If
car.
I was given the choice between a Tesla Model X and a Honda Odyssey, which is
of the same value,
of the
like
same-
a like a 3-year-old Model
for
X or whatever.
sure,
Yeah.
I would take this.
There you go,
100
ladies and
times
gentlemen.
over.
Is she a keeper? Ooh, GX. Check it out.
Wow.
Around town maneuverability is nice. Obviously, you don't sit up as high in this as you do in an SUV, so that's probably another thing that people kind of struggle to get past. But with this being such an open cabin, visibility is still just fine. Auto stop start, that's defeatable with a physical button here in the center of the dashboard. I don't really think a camera rearview mirror is necessary in this. I can see just fine out of the back with that big rear window. Oh yeah. Pulling up to the camera mall, I think. Nope, it's not this building. It's the next one. We'll get parked up. I'm gonna send Emily in to get the film. Oh man, true test of maneuverability here. Corolla in the middle. Can we squeeze in? Yes, we can. No problem whatsoever. What I love about this parking lot is that you just can't see the lines.
Oh yeah, it's the best.
So you kind of just have to guess. Into park we go. Parking brake is over here on the left. You push it in to engage it. There she goes. And while she's in there, there is actually one other thing I want to talk about on the exterior of the Odyssey, so we'll use this opportunity for that. And unfortunately, it's the quality of the paint on this thing. I was a bit surprised when it showed up in the driveway just to see a lot of just kind of orange peel and like haziness here in the paint. And I mean, this is a super fresh car with only 500 miles on it, so I don't think it's had any body work done. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm the first loan on this car from Honda, so unless it was damaged in transport or something, but you can just see here, I don't know, since we're not in the sun right here, you can see the orange peel. If not, I'll insert a picture of it because I was able to capture it in a picture. But I mean, if I'm paying 50 grand for something, I would maybe like to see a little bit better paint quality. And that's the thing with getting a top trim of a car like this, is that you are going to have things that are kind of the same quality of a base model. Here she comes as the asphalt machine is driving by.
Obtained.
Well, this is good because I don't generally get the opportunity to test the second row.
Yes. I am.
And there you are, to fill the void. All right.
I have my own climate panel up here that
Yes, you do.
This.
Now that's only on
Nice.
the right side. Yeah, you don't get one on the left. But I want to try this stuff.
Hi.
We are going to go to Trader Joe's to finish out the video with some grocery shopping. She's wearing headphones. All right, here we go.
I thought you were gonna try the
Disengage.
thing.
Oh, we will once we're on the road. Do you hear anything in the headphones? Are they beeping or anything?
No.
Hmm.
Nothing was occurring.
I'm your Uber driver. Get in.
Ooh, jobber. Battery high, it says.
So they're working then.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see how hard it is to actually navigate to that screen. You go home, you swipe over twice, click cabin watch. There she is. Oh good, we've got a red light so we can play with this a little bit. Can you, oh hold on. Can you hear me?
Oh my.
Am I coming through the headphones?
Yes.
What if I whisper? Can you still hear me?
Yes.
That's cool. Oh, should have prepared some trivia for you or something. Do you remember Cash Cab? Did you ever watch that show?
No.
There was this guy that drove around New York City in a minivan, and he would pick up people as a regular taxi, and when they got in, they would be asked trivia questions to win cash prizes.
Oh. I could hear you peel out on the headphones.
I didn't try to peel out. The Odyssey's just eager to get places.
It is kind of bizarre talking through the headphones because it like echoes and delays back at me.
Oh, yeah. It is cool, though.
Yeah. Cute little feature. I'm gonna turn them off though.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to turn this off because it's, like, giving saw. So, actually, you can probably numb your throttle response by putting it in snow mode. I bet that makes it really numb. We'll see. Oh, yeah. What's eco mode like? How's the NVH back there? Is it quiet in the second row?
Oh, very quiet.
Yeah. How's comfort, like armrests and everything?
Same
like
as the
good?
front, actually.
And you should be able to recline that seat as well. You have a sunshade back there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, there's all kinds of good stuff.
Look at that.
Like my whole, like my nose and everything is itchy.
Maybe you need to take a Benadryl and see the Hat Man tonight.
Do I look funny up here driving this?
Yes. Would you like me to take some photos of you?
Yeah. So you're saying it's not attractive. What if I drive like this?
Better.
This is better?
Yeah.
We're passing your favorite place in the entire world.
The big house. The big house. Michigan Stadium. Home of the 2023 national champions. And we're not doing so good this year, but that is okay.
Let's put you back on here. You can give us some fast facts about the big house. Go!
The big house seats more than 110,000 people.
Wow.
Michigan has won over 1,000 games in the history of the program.
I didn't prep her for this, by the way. She just knows.
In 2023, the last national championship that Michigan won was. You know the answer to this.
Wait, what?
1997.
Oh, prior to it, yeah, because we weren't alive yet when they won the last one. Yeah.
The head coach currently is Sharon Moore.
This isn't helping my case of all the people that think you're my daughter.
He was the.
Is it? This is really, sorry, I'm just.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, continue.
I am not. I am older than you.
She is. Emily is older than me by 3 days.
Yes.
Exactly 3 days. Well, it's actually more like 3.5 days, but
Yeah, 3 days.
three
and
dates older than
quite
me.
a few hours. Are we there yet?
4 more minutes,
Are
dear.
we there yet?
4 more minutes. It's 4 minutes. All right, guys. Well, that's just about going to wrap it up for us today with the 2025 Honda Odyssey. As you can see, only improvements have been made. I would have liked to have seen a couple more things here, but I think we'll see them here in the next couple of years with the refresh. This is still nice to drive. It's still my favorite minivan in the segment. I love the V6. I love the 10-speed in this. I think all of the tech works just fine. Plenty of physical controls left in here. and lots of stuff to aid you if you have kids, which is kind of the entire purpose of a minivan to begin with. So it's good that this is able to do all of those things. Emily, would you like to add anything?
We've arrived. No.
Yeah, no, we're here at Trader Joe's. Let's whip this boy into the parking lot. Oh, this is going to be misery here today.
Yeah, I can already tell.
We might have to go to the back. The good news is you'll be able to get out. Oh, is this a corner spot? Give it to me. Give me the corner spot. Ooh, if this will even fit there. Will it fit there? I think it will. We'll pull our nose into the corner spot. Even though I can't really see the front of the car, quite placeable. Throw it in reverse. You can see I'm in the spot plenty here. We're going to back it up just a little. Throw it into park. This spot was some good karma for us today.
Yes, it
because
was.
why didn't any of those people in front of us take the spot?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Because they knew that the Odyssey deserved it.
They knew the Odyssey was behind them. Yeah, they were mogged by the Odyssey.
Yes.
Shut this thing off, check the rear seats. I'll come around and get you out of the car. We'll give you guys one last look at the Odyssey. Show you placeability in the spot here, sizing and everything. Next to this Model 3, plenty of room for both doors to open, no problem at all. And we'll get Miss Emily out of the van here and we'll say goodbye. There she is. Don't say that. People are already confused enough about Chris and I. They're going to be even more confused now about all the people in the TOPHR multiverse. Anyways. Ooh, I'm in the tree. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the 2025 Honda Odyssey. If you have any questions about what it's been like to live with this thing this week, go ahead and ask us in the comments. But I mean, it's been a good experience. Yes, machine.
Yes, machine.
Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.
Bye.